The sighter into the 9. Now we see what the communication is like.
Bit of a bobble there with his arrow falling off the blade. Didn't put him off though.
Few going in the anchor so 2 9s from them. Aman Saini, the only one into the 10, lowest ranked of the 3 Indians. Few world number 16, Yadav world number 6, Saini world number 157. JP Bush cracking things off for the French.
Good start there. You can see in the background the rain is starting to fall just a little bit heavier.
Francois Dubois going in the middle for the French team.
Another one here would really set them up well for the start of this match.
How about that one?
Some real calmness out of the anchors from these teams at the moment. It is brilliant to watch.
It's been so solid in recent times, Nicolas Girard. He's up there with the likes of Schlosser and Fullerton, as is Yadav, to be fair.
I was a little surprised to see him pop a 9 up high, seeing as he's already been on the finals field this morning.
Like you say, the conditions here are starting to get a little bit damp again.
Another interesting recovery there by picking his arrow up with his mouth.
They're dialed in. They've relaxed off a little bit, India, having gone 1 down or 2 down over the first rotation. And right on the buzzer. Had to let that one go, did Prathamesh Fuj. And that is a 57. 3 drop points. At the moment, Bush, Dubois and Girard have gone perfect.
Another great one from him. It looks like both teams are pushing their clocks to the absolute limit here in this first end.
Yeah, good point, just 15 seconds per arrow for the French team by the time Dubois got onto the shooting line. Well, Girard's going to be under a bit of pressure here.
Full draw with 7 seconds left.
Made it look very comfortable, Nicolas Girard. And a drop point, just the one for France, sees them leading by 2 at the end of the first end. 59 plays 57, the French leading the gold medal match. You talked about communication. I'd say there are 2 key elements, aren't there, to communication. One is, what are the conditions like? And 2, how did I actually shoot that arrow? You've got to be very honest and say, well, that was me, I made a mistake there. Aim where we said.
Yeah, communication is so key in these team environments. You need to make sure, okay, did I make a mistake or did I aim really well and the conditions put me out? And pass that on to your next teammate and go, okay, no, I messed up here, aim in the middle, or no, there's a slight wind, aim off.
And we're looking at the French team here, and as you can see, the conditions a little squidgy out there. Now we saw the French team there, Bush and Girard, sandwiching. As we can see that rain falling and the arrow coming through. What a shot that is from the camera operator and from Nicolas Girard. But it's interesting that Bush and Girard are sandwiching and protecting, in a way, Francois Dubois, who is the lowest ranked on the team. That's deliberate, isn't it?
It can be, depending on the team dynamic. You can have a fast shooter in the front, leave your other two archers as much time as possible. You have your strong or quickest shooter in the back to shoot when there is no time, leaving that middle athlete that cushion, that comfort zone in there to just do their normal shots.
And so far, working out well for the French. They lead by 2. This is far from over, but India do need to chip away, at least get 1 more point back from this second end, so they're not coming through the halfway stage too far behind.
We have seen it's not how you start the match exactly, it is how you finish, so they need to reset themselves now and put the rest of them in the middle.
End number 2, Rishabh Yadav, the world number 6 at 23 years old, will shoot first. You've taken 2 stage wins on the Hyundai Archery World Cup circuit this season. 2 golds and a bronze out of 4 competitions. That's pretty good going. Yadav has been part of those teams.
He's managed to keep that one on the rest in his draw at that stage. He still managed to put it in the middle.
Saying he's had an interesting competition here. 28-year-old has won 157. Shot a 707 compared here to a 706 for Fugue in the ranking round. And the Indians are dialed into the middle of the target.
Grimace, as he's really unsure as why that's gone low. He's not happy with it. But how has he communicated that? Is it something he did or something he saw?
Pull away from the shooting line very awkwardly. It gives Dubois a little bit more time, and he's using it here.
9.
They've both gone low.
Feels like there's a bit of wind coming from our backs at the moment, coming over the shooting line as a bit of a tailwind.
Is that potentially pushing the arrows down?
It could do, depending on how it's swirling as it hits the shooting line and going towards the targets.
Oh, you can see the rain causing big issues there for the sight for JP Bush, using a puffer to push the air out. Now, India, if they could put down 310s here, they're going to put an awful lot of pressure on the French team through their second rotation.
Looks like they're starting to smile as a team as well, getting happy with the conditions, getting inside this match.
10, 10, 10.
That is how you do it. Nice, perfect 60 there.
In a country of 1 billion people, there is a lot of pressure on Indian athletes.
Good response there from France. Two more 10s, the best they can do now is tie this set up at half tag.
So can they get a perfect second rotation? If you're going to ask anyone at the moment, Nicolas Girard would be in your top 3 of men to go to when you need a 10.
10, 10, 10.
And he nails it down the middle. Halfway stage of the match and we're all square. France 117, India 117. As Sébastien Brasseur, the coach in the French box, high fives his team for holding their nerve. Right, let's just talk a little bit about that wind, because you and I had a little walk on the field of play yesterday. We walked the full 70 metres in the range. We're only using 50 here, but just where those 50-metre targets are, there is a gap at the end of the stands on the right-hand side. And down below, or to the right, there is a lot of wind coming through just towards the target. Now, we're looking here at Aman Saini. He's had a great competition here, but he's having a novel approach to getting his arrow back on the rest. As we see him using his teeth on the vanes to move the arrow back onto the rest. I mean, it's not unique. We've seen other archers do it, but it is some skill.
It's definitely a skill. And it seems like something he's practiced quite a lot. So I'm not sure if there's some nerves. Maybe he's drawing his bow a little bit too quickly here in the finals, having that pressure of being in this venue. But he's able to pull it off really well.
Gets away with that, and the Indians have impressed. But we just talk about those low arrows at the beginning for India. I don't think it might have something to do with that wind changing right in the last, what, 4 or 5 metres it is?
Yeah, it could. It does feel like it's coming a little bit behind, but also with that right to left, the windsulks aren't showing it very well. The flags around the stadium not showing it very well, but we can definitely feel it.
And it feels different. You could be walking down this range and not feel any wind at all, and then all of a sudden 1 metre, 1 step, and you feel the wind blowing across you. And that's our balloon up in the sky at the moment, giving us some indication of what it's like. Second half of this gold medal match, India and France locked at 117 apiece, as Rishabh Yadav puts it right down the middle, and India really have found the centre of the target now.
One just up high. I'm wondering if something is setting him off a little bit. Maybe a little bit quick. He's trying to push that arrow just a little bit too much. It's popped it up high.
Possibly also curse of the commentator, because as soon as you say they found the middle, the next arrow goes out of it.
Oh, caster's curse.
Any drop point will be seen by both of these teams as an opportunity.
That's a good response there from France. That is absolutely in the middle of the spider right there.
If you're going to put 3 arrows into the target, that's how you want to do it. In a nice tight group, right in the middle of the 10 ring. At this distance, how much do you think the Indians know how good a grouping that is for the French team?
Not sure, to be honest, but a 10 is a 10 at the end of the day.
Saini's back at it, using all of his resources to make sure the arrow stays on the rest.
Having been in finals before, all we're listening for is what your opponents shoot, so we're not actually looking at their target to see just how tight they are.
10-10-10.
What a response! I mean, just when you think you can't get any better, the Indians go, well, anything you can do.
Well, yeah, we can do better. I reckon those 3 arrows are tighter than France's 3.
Yeah. So, pressure switches back to the French team.
10.
177 available to JP Bush, Francois Dubois and Nicolas Girard. Dubois, thumb release.
9.
dropping the point. So now pressure on Girard to get a 10 to stay level. Not the first time in this match I've said that.
Don't think it'll be the last. And that is what the anchor is for. Puts it in the middle when the pressure is on.
Well, we are all square. 176, 176. France and India are locked in battle here for the gold medal. We have one more end to come, as Girard has shown the reason why he is the anchor for the French team. Twice so far, the French have needed a 10 with the final arrow at the end just to stay on level terms with the Indians. And this man here has banged both of them in. That's the reason why he's world number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for Team France.
The grouping on the left for the French, absolutely stunning.
You can see he's dropping his hand across to the right-hand side there as his arrows just clipped the 10 on the left. He's tried to really throw it over there.
I've spoken to some archers and they say that it's not necessarily the fact that you're seeing the... Effectively, when I asked the question, does Bow Kondo work? They're like, well, it's not really what you see on the shot afterwards, on the replays. It's what happens before that movement. It's just a little nudge across to push the arrow and the flight of the arrow, the departure point of the arrow.
Yeah, if you're feeling like you're not quite holding in the right spot, it's that body's instinctive nature just to move it just in that optimal that moment, just as it's being shot. We like to call it steering the arrow, if you will. We're trying to steer it into the middle as much as we can.
Well, these two teams have got 6 arrows to steer into the middle in their attempt to get a gold medal. India shooting first in the 4th and final end, and into the middle for Rishabh Yadav.
Another 9, just up high again. Nice tight little group for those 9s.
You can see the pressure on Saini. The weight of responsibility. Fused though, puts it back into the middle for the Indians. Now, the test of metal for the French.
What can they do here? 3 10s will maintain a 1-point lead. That is not one of them.
Do you know what? I stopped myself from saying JP Bush is unflappable. I'm kind of glad I did. Huge pressure on Dubois.
Oh, brilliant response there. That's what teamwork is all about in this team round. If one person drops the ball, the rest is there to keep them going.
And carrying the biggest weight for the French team, Nicolas Girard on the line now.
There we go. All square with 3 arrows each remaining.
I don't think he's missed the 10, has he, in the match, Girard?
Caster's curse.
Oh.
I wasn't going to say it.
Second rotation for India. Now,
response.
Every single arrow is so critical now. 9 with the last arrow from Saini.
It's off the blade again.
It's almost part of this process. A little bit of movement, but he puts it into the 10. That's a solid finish for the world number 157. I'm not sure he came to Gwangju thinking he was going to be a medalist of any kind. At the moment, he's doing an effort here to get India onto the top of the podium. determined fugue into the X-ring, and that is a huge amount of pressure because France now need 3 10s to force a shoot-off. They cannot win it, but they can lose it here. Bull shot a 9 with his first arrow of this end.
9.
He knew.
9. Oh my goodness.
He knew that was down, and the Indians know the world title is theirs. Dubois has to stay focused here. These are dead arrows apart from for the record books.
It's a gut-wrenching feeling where you just have to finish this match out even though you know that you've lost.
Girard. He'll want to put it into the 10. Complete a perfect match for him. And he drops it into the 9 as well. So in the end, the Indians have taken this gold medal match. It's a little flattering the scoreline because it all came down to the final 3 hours when the French were under huge pressure. But Prathamesh Fuge, Aman Saini and Rishabh Yadav have taken the compound men's world title here in Gwangju.